Power were the cornerstone of this career path. However, with modern technology, a person's career path can be as multifaceted and versatile as the individual wishes. Millennials now work multiple roles in their career trajectories, pursue numerous passions that are sometimes interwoven, and work at different roles in their journeys. Baby boomers and Generation X only considered a job good if it gave them the security to work there till they retire. But for millennials and Gen Z, the workplace has success and value face-to-face interactions with co-workers. In contrast, millennials believe that innovation and flexibility are key ingredients for success at work. The shift in occupational structures, for example, the increasing gig economy, is leading to polarization in employment, wages, and inequalities. From remote work policies to virtual leadership, the pandemic changed how we work. The opportunity to telework increased for some and decentralized. Working from home or out of a workspace is favored by many because of the flexibility that comes with it. Millennials and Gen Zs prefer flexible work schedules and part-time hours so that they can balance their work and life compared to older generations who prefer security.
Some people are social people. When they go to the office, they have friends everywhere. Good morning. How was the football match? You just with your colleagues and stuff like that. That social element at work, a lot of people need it. Me personally, I'm an extrovert, but I'm also high on the introverted side. I like going to parties, I like making friends, but I also like keeping to myself. So at work, I'm not the friendliest. I would smile, I would say hi, but I don't need to. So it depends on your personality and what you need. For me, work from home works a lot for me because I get to spend time with my family. I'm always in the house with my partner, and that really makes me happy.
The majority of Nigerian youths are unemployed. Most of them are even educated, but no jobs, nothing to do. Now, it's even worse now. Prices of things have gone up, fuel is up, everything has gone high. You understand? So there's tension in the land. It's obvious. Nobody can pretend about it. How do you think we can solve the issue of unemployment in Nigeria? Because I know the consequences of unemployment. You know, I have never had, it's only of recent that I started hearing of suicide in Nigeria. No Nigerian will agree to die. Nigerians don't like to die. Suicide, now you see young people committing suicide. You are hearing one chance every day. The crime is desperate. You see people committing crimes like they are forced to. You can see they don't want to, but they are just do. They have. It's like you are forced to commit crime, sort of. I'm not saying it's the only way. How do you think we can really solve? Because the population is much. Even if you say, okay, start a private business, how many people want to enter the private business? So how do you think we can sort the issue of unemployment?
Yes.
What advice do you have for the government? Or
Of course, I can answer the question. First of all, the youth are the future of this country. Like any other country, your youth, I mean, these kids, we tell them go to school, be very educated, go to university, all of that, and then, well, not the government, but different kinds of organizations, they outsource labor because they know they can get labor cheaper elsewhere. Cheap labor, I mean, when I say cheaper, it doesn't mean that it's going to be under inhumane conditions. It just means that, you know what, let's focus on the core of our business. Let's leave the customer service stuff, the customer complaints, the calls from our customers, let's leave it to other people to do. Okay, so basically the youths in Nigeria, all we have to do as a government, as a people, states, local, private sector is calls. You create a place that's called a call center. People can even do it from their home, but let's say, you know, you want to keep it because of security, cyber security, other security and stuff, banditry and all of that. Let's create a zone. I remember that. I mean, I know that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu created what is it called? What is that? Free trade zone in Lagos.
Yes.
You know, it started a while back, but you know, they're actualizing it. That can also be done like a call center where youths are employed, where we get businesses from the United States, from the United Kingdom, from Germany, from other countries, making Nigeria their call center. So any call that's made to them is routed to the call center. So all of our youths, thousands of them can be employed that way. I remember I said this to one of our dignitaries before, that you know that we can really get this graduates, even they don't have to be graduates to work at a call center. We can really get them employed this way. And the person said, well, what about the accents? I'm like, no, the Indians, when you call and your call is routed, you call your bank in the US, your call is routed to India. The Indians have thicker accents than Nigerians. Our youth try to emulate, they try to speak as if they're in the Western world. Our educated youth, so I don't understand what that meant. I know that the accent, Nigerian accent, our youth, they speak very good English, they're very sound, they're very educated. So the accent is never going to be a problem. The issue that I see with that is the issue of security. That's where the government comes in. You know, I know the Chinese people, they have interest here.
What kind of security? I mean, they are just, because from what you are saying, it's like, you know, like Versace, for instance, or Gucci.
Yeah.
We know that they source labor from China, they produce their product from China. So what you are saying indirectly, that's a very good idea, man, because it will create some form of employment. You have like a hub.
Yeah.
A hub of employment, kind of. You can employ maybe 5,000 people or 10,000.
More than that.
All they do is sit down in a control room, sort of answer calls, and be paid in dollars.
And be paid in dollars. And be paid in dollars. And you just spoke about Versace.
Yeah.
And another other thing. It doesn't have to be call centers. Do you understand? But that's a very good one. All the government has to do is help with security. Make sure that when these people outsource their businesses to Nigeria, their information is safe. So not just about banditry, it's also about cyber security. You know, I mean,
and you know, in forms of technology, like let's say data. Communication, the NCC.
Yes.
Nigeria stands to gain too, because the calls we have to come in via Nigeria. So the government will still even benefit from apart from providing employment,
Yes.
the Nigerian government will still benefit from that
The Nigerian
transaction.
government will benefit from it because they're going to get taxes from those youths that are working. They get taxes from them because they have to pay. That's part of patriotism. You got to pay taxes. That's how the country keeps running. They get taxes from the youths that are employed. They take it directly from their paycheck. Okay, that's number one. Number two is that this can be done in collaboration with the private sector. For instance, MTN, Glo, communication, all of, it can be done in conjunction with them. It can be done in conjunction with the government, whereby they are the ones that will provide, the network.
So, all these things we are saying, Nigerians, we know you. Do not go and steal the thing, and look at the woman here. She's available. Especially for those in positions who are in government. These are the kind of, see, if you don't provide these youths with employment, we will not have a country. We need to provide them with employment. A lot of people are out there. They have gone to university. One lady, I remember during the, one time a lady was shouting. She saw me on the street and she was complaining bitterly. She said, Zaki, I don't do master's, tire, no job. I went back, did another master's, no job. I did another, I don't get 4 masters, no job. And and those in positions are only concerned about their children and their relatives, putting them in high positions. You see, you will pass road to go to your house. You still, you are making no matter how high your fence is. I remember years back, Senator Dino Melaye said these things on this program. He said, look, before we used to build our houses with low fence. Then we increased the fence and started putting broken bottles. After broken bottles, we started putting barbed wire like this. Then from that wire, we graduate to electric fence. We are using dogs. Say very soon it will be like prison walls, and then very soon there will be nowhere, bulletproof doors. Very soon there will be nowhere for you to hide if you don't provide employment, because people have to survive. So I think this idea is a very good idea, which to whomever is concerned that is listening, you see I'm emphasizing on this one, because that point, because Nigeria is like the China of Africa. Nigeria is the biggest black nation. Our strength is in the population and diversity, actually. That's why when people campaign about Nigeria breaking, I disagree with it. You understand? Today, without government help, we are ruling the world in music. We are the number one now. At least I know that. That's my profession. Of course. So, it's just to butter what you have said. I wish, because if Versace is outsourcing, Gucci is outsourcing, I'm sure even their communication companies are outsourcing people to get cheaper labor. Let me not say cheap, at least cheaper labor. There are a lot of unemployed Nigerians here. So all the government needs to do is to organize the hub, organize a place, and provide beds. Another question I want to ask you, so how do we now source for, I think that's where people like you come in, how do we now source for this employment, these opportunities from US or from UK?
Yes.
How do we now get the jobs?
Yes. I want to answer that question, but before I answer it, let me quickly say that in the United States, when they were going through a recession, they outsourced labor to other countries. They outsourced to China, for instance. And because of that, all the clothes that people are wearing in the US, they were made in China. And what happened with that is that China's middle class increased, expanded, and what makes an economy is when your middle class is solid. Not just, the poor is very poor, the rich are very rich. No, it's the middle class that holds. That's what they call a prosperous economy, is when you have a strong middle class.
Apart from that, sorry, let me add before you continue. You see what it has turned China into. Bit by bit, they are sourcing cheap labor. They are taking it. They are taking it. They are building themselves. Now, China has become world power. They have grown. They have become a force to be reckoned with. That is what you are suggesting we make Nigeria become.
And I also wanted to say that it's not just the call center or communication stuff that we're talking about. For instance, I had some people come over from the US to visit over Christmas, and then I took them to Gariki. We had a wedding. They wanted to custom. I said, okay, don't worry about it. They said, should they buy clothes? I said, no. They have the Ashwebi, they have a color code and all of that, and they give clothes for people to wear for the wedding. So I took them to Gariki, took their measurements, clothes were customly made for them, the clothes, and they're like, wow, these look beautiful. How much did they charge? I told them how much, and they're like, Mom, that's less than $10. You know? Well, my kids were, now I've let it out, my kids were part of the people that came to visit. So, the idea now is it's not just the call center kids, it's also tailors. There are plenty of them talented in Gariki Market, at Wuse Market. Gariki International is a hub of tailors. Can we just solicit the Western world to give, first of all, we train our youth to have handiworks, tailors, tailoring, embroideries, hairdressing, hair barbing, beauty stuff and all of that. And then we source from outside the country, from the Western world, that look, there's Gap. You were talking about Versace. Versace is a high-end fashion, whatever. You talked about Gucci, high-end, but they're also
smaller ones.
Well, they're very big. They actually have the major share of the of their industry. But they, like Gap, like Children's Place in the United States, they can bring business here. They can, just like they do with India, Cambodia, China. Our youths can make clothes, beautiful clothes for them, better than the ones that they will make in the US.
And then send it back.
And then,
like mass production.
Yeah. And
that's what...
it's cheaper for them to have other countries sew them, because our minimum wage is different from their minimum wage. So they can take advantage of that. If you go to Dubai, everything you see in Dubai now is made by Americans. You will see American fast food restaurant, you see IHOP, you see these Chinese, you see different kinds of, they emulated, they copied the United States to the teeth. There's nothing wrong with that. They just wanted to diversify the economy from oil, because they know that the world is moving fast. Do you understand? So we can do, and it just puzzles me why it hasn't been done, because it can be done.
Have you spoken to anybody in government about this before?
I speak to one or two people in the past. When I don't get good responses, I just relax, but I just hope they're listening to us now. Our ministers, for instance, the Minister of Youth, the Minister of Poverty Alleviation. Oh, we haven't spoken about my foundation. I'm sure you're going to get to that.
Okay. You have a foundation?
I do have a foundation, as a matter of fact.
Okay. What does...
Well, my foundation, I'm just trying to do my bit. It's always been my abiding principle that when I go outside the country, I studied law here, studied law over there, just so I can I can come and give back to my community, bring back good ideas and come and share with my community and implement those things. And part of it also is to feed the needy. Okay? So I do have a foundation that's called Kingdom First Breakfast Club. What the Breakfast Club does, I want to feed everyone that's in need, but I can't afford it unless I get sponsors, unless I get donations, But I have narrowed it down to children. So the Breakfast Club feeds children that are in need. So we go to the IDP camps, we make a lot of food, we buy snacks, I go there with my crew, we dance with them. We don't just feed them and leave. We talk to them, we let them know you can be whoever you want to be. You know, you can be the president of the whole world if you want to be, but just keep on going. Okay, don't be discouraged. The fact that you are at the IDP camp does not mean this is what defines you. But you can go from grass to grace. So and then we feed them. They're very happy. I play music, dance with them, and do all. I hope you share those videos and the pictures. We do it for orphanages as well. So every week we take food to some orphanages. We make sure we don't fail unless I am short of caterers, you know, or I am in want of caterers. But that's what we do, is to provide food for the needy. Also, we take donations of clothing. We also heard we've donated pads in collaboration with other partners, because we heard that female students, children, some of them don't go to school when it's their time of the month, when they're menstruating, because they don't have anything to protect themselves with. So we took pads to them that now you don't have to spare a bit. So that's what the foundation is. You know, we would like for whoever is watching to donate.
My next question would have been on Japa, but I think the answer for unemployment would have systematically answered that, because the reason why they are Japa by the way, Japa means people where they live Nigeria. In case, but everybody knows what Japa is. I think they are doing that for greener pastures because of the situation of the country, particularly because of
even the privilege. But the thing is that it's better for you to pour all your virtues, all your admirable attributes into your country, into your roots, rather than take it elsewhere. So if you put all the energy you're going to use over there, over here, the virtues, the good things, the gifts, your God-given gift, it will make Nigeria better.
You have heard from Dr. Olushola Younger. She has said so many things, and with her experiences with the Nigerian government, with the American government, with the American system and the Nigerian system. I've always said, just like in the music industry, that one of the things that give us a major boost in the music industry is the Nigerians in diaspora coming back at a time when we were struggling for Nigerians to accept Nigerian music.